Howdy doody neighbourinos, welcome back to the revival. It's the final episode of the week, and today we've got a doozy for you. It's Newcastle versus Rangers in the Champions League at St James's Park. We also appear to have had an update in negotiations for Dani Alves. Well, would you look at that? Juventus have acquiesced to our request. We get 40% of whatever they make selling him on, and we get 35 million up front. That's not too bad. He's already valued at 50 million, so even if he stagnates and he never goes beyond 50 million, 40% of that is a decent chunk of change. I think it's somewhere in the region of about 22 million pounds, 21, 22 million pounds. So that means we will have made 56 million over the course of the entire transfer. That's not too bad, and I think we will probably accept those terms. It was lovely having you while we did, Danny, but we can use that money elsewhere. And now with a transfer budget of 124 million pounds, we've definitely got options. Who's the top-rated left-back on my list? It is Ballo-Touré, 26-year-old French international. Well, I imagine he's an international. He's probably not, actually. But anyway, he is a Frenchman. He's playing for Monaco. And he's only 13. He's got a release of 18 million pounds. That's not bad. And let's just check. I mean, he's wicked fast. He's wicked fast. He's good at winning the ball. His low pass and lofted pass are excellent. His dribbling is decent. He's got great stamina. His balance is decent. Left-footed. Pinpoint crossing. That is the stat we're interested in. So Ballo-Touré is definitely an option. I do have Nuno Tavares on this list as well, but he is substantially more expensive and probably not worth the money. Firpo's on the list as well. Kone, the Malian player, 28 years old, hence why he is as cheap as he is. Lots of options. Renan Lodi, the 25-year-old Brazilian, currently at Atletico Madrid. So yeah, we got some options. I actually probably should have. Hang on, quick. Let's go to advanced search. Let's look for Leicester. Apologies, I didn't expect for this to be the main theme of today's episode. But let's go to club teams. Go to Premier League. Let's find Leicester. Let's have a look at Ben Chilwell. Well, he's 27 years old. He's quite expensive. I don't think he's any better than anyone on our list. Let's not worry about that for now. We're going to get on with the match against Rangers, but trust me, there's probably going to be transfer news incoming fairly soon. Oh dear, both of our defensive midfielders are feeling a little bit iffy. Right, we'll stick with Hayden because he's tried and trusted. And Kunku can come out for Almiron. Maximan. Let's throw Paredes out on the right-hand side, shall we? And Henriks can have a rest in favour of Juanfran. Actually, there's part of me that kind of wants to give Dani Alves the game just as a so long and thanks for all the fish kind of moment. But I don't think we'll worry about that. While we're here, Bodmer is in the squad now because Mathieu is still injured. It would actually make sense to give him a game, wouldn't it, really? Even though I don't think he necessarily has much of a future at the club. Ribery, let's give him another go. And Zakaria, we can replace him with... to Debo. Okay, there we go. That is the starting lineup for today. It's a little bit hodgepodge. Don't want to be disrespectful to Rangers, but I suspect it's probably enough. So there we go. We're already on 10 points in the Champions League, as you guys all know. And even a draw today would probably confirm our passage into the knockout stages of this year's competition. 10 points normally is good enough to get through in the Champions League group stages, but it has been known for teams to miss out. Cross in. And the second cross deflected away for a corner kick. And that goes out for a throw. Shelvey crossed it in, headed back, is a chance, it's gone in! It's an opening goal for Miguel Almiron. The boy cannot stop scoring at the moment, much different to his real life stats. It all comes from this deep cross from Shelvey, headed back by Werner, and then Almiron on his favoured left foot, able to just guide it past the goalkeeper. That's some weird collision detection. I'm not even sure if it was Werner that headed it based on that replay. But either way, Almiron picks up on the opportunity and gobbles it down with absolute glee. Rangers doing a good job of trying to get themselves back into this. They've got up the pitch pretty quickly already, and there's a cross coming in here any time now, I suspect. Here it comes, headed out. They move it out wide to the left again, looking for another cross perhaps. Here it comes, and the foul is given in favour of Rangers. Shelvey was a little bit too enthusiastic in his attempts to win the ball. Even though the player kept hold of it, advantage was played, and then when no advantage was gained, it came back for a free kick. So here we go into the box, headed out. Paredes picking up the ball, plays it, tries to play it out to the wide right, but can't quite manage it. And this is a chance, and it's gone wide. Very direct play from Rangers. 5 different Newcastle players around the ball, and not a single one of them able to pick it up. We'll have to keep an eye on that. Awareness not necessarily with us today. Bodmer to Aya. It's a free kick to Newcastle. Just going to see if we can shift the positions of the players a little bit. Nice. Oh, unlucky. The weight of the cross was perfect, but the goalkeeper just slightly too quick off his line. Unable to get a foot on that ball, which could have resulted in at least a chance on goal. Rangers just passing the ball around the back a little bit here, looking for an opening. And not finding it. Newcastle heading it out to the right. It's picked up now by Kudrush. Oh, I can't say his name. Some Russian sounding dude. Jonjo Shelvey picks up possession for Newcastle into Paredes, who loses out. Morelos into Kamara. That's good defending by Ayer. Uses his strength and his size to just prise the Rangers player off the ball, but it's given back to them, and they've got a little bit of a break here now. Not entirely sure what happened there, but the ball is won by Newcastle in the end, and it comes out to Vinicius Jr., and he's looking to run the ball into some space here. He sees Werner, plays it off to Paredes. Paredes is free, shoots, he scores! He got a little bit lucky there with the tackle by the Rangers player, but he was strong enough to stay on his feet. And once he was alone, he only had one thing on his mind, and that was slotting it past the goalkeeper, which he duly did. Have a look at this replay, you'll see the tackle in question. Literally just had to keep his feet. That's all he had to do. The ball ricocheted off his shin. He ended up in possession of the ball, running into the box as he would love it to be. In the end, it looked like a pretty simple finish. Rest assured, it probably wasn't. Don't want to get dragged out of position too much here. Rangers on the edge of the box, looking for the opportunity, working it now more central. They can't get the opening they want, and instead Newcastle break. And here's Vinicius Jr., and he's got the pace to beat these players. He tries to go around the outside, he can't quite manage it. Ball comes quickly back into play. Shelvey lobs it in. Here's another chance for Paredes, and it deflects wide. Timo Werner having a lot of joy being the stand-up man. The ball being played in, and Werner nodding it off to one of his two strike partners. Paredes unlucky on this occasion, but any other time he might have got that on target, and it might have even ended up being a goal. That's a shame. Willems caught in an offside position. It wasn't by that much, but it was enough. That will do for Werner. That will do for Werner. There he goes. He only had one thing on his mind when he picked the ball up in that area, and that was get one on target. And he did. Good strength there from Werner. Not something that we're necessarily used to seeing from him, but it is something that we're working on. Currently training him as a fox in the box. Not to actually make him into that kind of player, but just because it gives him more focus in the strength training areas, which should result in him being able to hold himself up against slightly more physical defenders, keep hold of the ball a bit more. Here we go, half time. It's 3-0 to Newcastle, 45% possession. Unusual for the home team to cede possession to the away side. but everything else pretty much in Newcastle's favour, and they've made the most of their opportunities. 4 shots, 3 on target. Every single shot on target has resulted in a goal. Steven Gerrard probably having words with his team at half-time, telling them to butt their ideas up. Long time coming for Rangers to be back in the Champions League. Of course, a few years ago now, they were relegated to the bottom of the Scottish football pyramid because of financial issues. And they've bit and clawed their way back up to the top. Paredes putting that one on an absolute platter for Werner, and Werner's perfectly happy to take it. He thanks his strike partner. Simple. But Rangers have done very well to get back to where they are today. Some would argue that only in Scottish football would you be able to rise through the ranks quite as quickly like that. Although some would point to Swansea City as an example of clubs that have risen from the ashes, Bournemouth as well, in a pretty short time. Of course, neither of those clubs having played Champions League football or challenged for the Premier League. Almiron, Vinicius Junior, back to Almiron, into the middle. Werner, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. The defenders didn't know what they were doing, and Timo Werner had every idea what was going to happen. And as soon as he saw that loose ball, he was in on it like a shark. Just lifting it into the roof of the net. Lovely foot shape on that shot. Knew exactly what he wanted to do with it. And that's a hat-trick for Timo Werner. And this is starting to get a little bit embarrassing for Rangers now. This feels like another one of those games where the formation that I'm playing is just absolutely perfect for the position, for the opposition that I'm playing against. Lobbed through ball, goalkeeper more than equal to it. Rises early, clutches the ball to his chest gratefully. You always feel sorry for goalkeepers in situations like this. Oof, dear. That's, I don't know how he expected him to control that. Werner's done his damage. Jolinton's going to come on in his place. We'll give Ribery some more game time. And since it could very well be one of his last opportunities to play for us, let's bring on Dani Alves. Almiron, Jolinton, Willems, cross into the box. And there's a foul there. Could be a yellow card. Referee looks very serious. No, it's just a talking to. It's been a pretty good-natured affair considering the scoreline. Dare I take a pot shot? Yeah, I dare. Oh dear, that was terrible. Ribery, oh my word! And that is what he is capable of. Goodness me. Willems with that left foot, he's got a wand of a left foot, but the control and finish from Ribery is absolutely superb. Controlled on his left, finished on his right. Not a hint of spin on that ball as it goes into the back of the net. And he's a very, very happy boy. Unlike the Rangers supporters who must be leaving in their droves by now. Oh yeah. Hummels, Shelvey now. Into Bodmer. Plays it forward. Through ball to Ribery. Can he get to it? He can. He plays it back to Willems, who has to run for it. It's a little bit loose, that ball. Willems tries to get the ball in. It deflects off of the Rangers defender for a corner. Rangers get it clear, but only as far as Ayer, who plays it straight back up the left-hand side to Willems. Lobs it in again. Bodmer to Willems. Ribery. Willems from deep. Almiron. Oh! And it seems that the Newcastle players have decided if they're going to score again, it needs to be spectacular. Long range efforts ahoy. No problem for Hummels whatsoever. Into Shelvey, plays it forward to Paredes. He's got Joelinton leading the line, calling for it. Doesn't get it to him, and Rangers pick the ball up, and now they're just playing it around the back line, looking for an opening, trying to get at least one goal. Just for consolation's sake. And that's a little bit ruthless from Hummels. He just sives through the player. And that is it. 6-0 Newcastle United. Absolute demolition job by Newcastle on Rangers. And that definitely has qualified them for the next round of the Champions League group knockouts, I should say. Players look pretty elated with that. A 6-goal drubbing, who wouldn't look happy? And what a way to end the week. And even with that, Ribery, despite getting probably the goal of the game, is given a 6.5. Well, what can I say? Fuck this rating system, dude. This is terrible. Right, so here are the rest of the results in the Champions League today. A lot of big scores by the looks of it. Plenty of 4-1s and 4-2s going around. Monaco beating Chelsea and Trabzonspor, sorry, let me get that right. A 2-0 victory over Barcelona at the Nou Camp. That is stunning. So let's see how things are lining up in the Champions League knockout stages. Real Madrid and PSV leading the way in Group A, and they're definitely going to both be qualifying and going through to the next round. PSV potentially an opponent for us in the next round. Here you can see Newcastle and Olympique Marseille top of their group. No way of being caught now with only one game left to go. Bayern Munich will be playing in the knockout stages this year, although who comes out of their group, it's technically between 3 teams, although with that goal difference I can't see Olympiacos breaking into the top 2. So it's either Sporting or Shakhtar that will join Bayern Munich in the next round. Liverpool and Juventus have qualified with ease from their group. Arsenal have qualified, PSG and Basel fighting it out for that last qualifying place, although it's going to take one hell of a goal swing. Although actually thinking about it, Champions League is primarily decided on head-to-head results, so I'm not entirely sure how that would work, but we'll see. Bayer Leverkusen qualifying. Actually no, this group still open, and this is a great example of what I was talking about, how Bayer Leverkusen on 10 points could potentially still not qualify for the Champions League group stages, or knockout stages, sorry. Inter and Club Brugge in their group, Benfica and Dinamo Zagreb on equal points with Club Brugge, so it's a three-way dance for that final qualifying place, but the Italians, Inter Milan, will definitely be representing in the next round. And Chelsea, Barcelona and Monaco are still fighting it out for the top 2 spaces. It's anybody's game, although you would probably favour Chelsea given that they do have a point and goal difference advantage so far. And they have got that win over Monaco, which could prove to be absolutely vital. And so there we have it for another week. Thank you very much for joining me today. I appreciate all of you tuning in and watching these videos all the way through to the end. And even if you don't manage to get all the way through to the end, I still appreciate you turning up and giving me that click. Remember, you can subscribe to the channel if you want. I guess you could like the video if you want to. It's not something I normally tell people that they can do because I hate being told to do that. Why would I tell someone else to do the same? Until next time, thank you very much for watching. Take care. Have a lovely weekend. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.